I'd like to tie for you a Royal Coachman dry fly. The hook I have on the vise is size 12 dry fly hook by Mustad, and the thread I'm going to use is black 6/0 uni thread. I'm going to start my thread right behind the eye of the hook and go halfway down the shank and then halfway up. And that's where I'm going to tie on the wings. Now for the wings, I'm going to use some of this polar bear fur. I already have a clump of hair here ready. Pull off under fur, and I want the wings to be the length of the hook shank. Measure that up and tie that on the top of the hook. Couple loose loops. Make sure everything is in place and tie that down. I'm going to trim off this excess with an angle. Make sure not to cut your thread while you're doing that. Tie everything down, and I'm going to stop right at the point where the barb of the hook used to be. For the tail, I'm going to use golden pheasant tippets. And I want the tail to be the length of the hook shank as well. Tie that down with a couple loose loops. One wrap under the wing, under the tail. That wasn't good. Like so. That's good. Now, for the body, I'm going to use 2 peacock herl, and I'm going to use some red floss. I'm going to tie down the peacock herls and advance my thread right to the point of the hook. And wrap the peacock herls. Tie that down with a thread. I'm going to take 2 strings of this red floss and tie them on the shank. As you can see, I didn't trim off my peacock herl. That's the way I like to do it. I keep everything on and just keep advancing everything forward. Once again, advance my thread a little bit, and now I can wrap this floss. And this will be good. Tie that down with thread. Now I can trim off this excess here. I'm going to lift peacock curls and advance my thread a little bit towards the wing again, and wrap the second section of peacock curl. And that will be good. Once again, tie everything down. Make a few wraps in front of the herl, and I can trim that off. I'm going to pull the wings up and wrap the thread in front to lift up the wings. As you can see, they're standing up now. I'm going to roughly divide them. Like so. And make a couple of figure eights between the wings to keep them spread. I'm going to build a little bit of taper here in front for the hackle. Bring the thread right behind the wings and stop there. Now for the hackle I'm going to use 2 feathers of this cape. They are in a ginger color, kind of light brown. And I'm going to cut off this fluffy part from the bottom of the feathers and some of the fibers near the stem to prepare them for tying on the fly. Take both feathers together and put them on the top of the hook, right between the wings. A couple of wraps behind the wings, pull the wings back, and then the rest tie down in front of the wings. To take my hackle plier, grab both of the feathers and start with a couple of wraps behind the wings, like so, and then a couple of wraps in front of the wing, as close to the wing as you can get. one more wrap, and this will be enough. Wait, tie that down, pull everything back and clean up with the thread. Form a little bit of the head here, and there's two fibers that are stubborn. I'm just going to cut them off and give it a whip finish. Make sure everything is tight. Trim out the thread. And put a drop of head cement. And here we have Royal Coachman dry fly. I hope you liked my video. I thank you for watching, and tight lines.